St. Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to you, Akim, that's pushing this truth and true sincerity. So I'm going to read that again. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And let's get this word iniquity.
Strong's G 458, Anamia. Anamia.
And it says, here's the best definition: contempt and violation of law, iniquity, wickedness. All right, wickedness is at an all-time high in this beast system, especially here in Babylon the Great. All right, let's get this word abound.
Strong's G 4129, Pleithuno. Pleithuno.
Pleithuno. To increase. All right, because wickedness is increasing, the love of many shall wax cold. I can go on this week about the love of many waxing cold. I've been seeing stories about people decapitating spouses. I saw a woman, all right, having a party because she, in front of the abortion clinic, because she aborted her baby. And you know what type of woman I'm talking about. I ain't really got to say it. And then today, because wickedness shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Now, this is from People Magazine. Just a basic search. You already know what happened today. And there was a school shooting in Dallas, Texas 2 days ago. FSU, Florida State University. You know, Tallahassee, Florida, Florida State Seminoles. Florida State University shooting suspect was the son of sheriff's deputy, and gun used in shooting belonged to her, authorities. Police identify the shooter as 20-year-old Phoenix Ickner. 2 people have died, authorities said. All right, and I'm going to just say this, man. You got this guy, Carmelo Anthony, not the basketball player, not the soon-to-be future Hall of Famer, but this guy out here in Texas, which when you read the account, he so-called stabbed these 2 football players out of self-defense. And you so-called white people in an uproar over that in Texas and around the world, right? Where's the uproar for this? All right, this guy was a student at FSU University, and he went up and shot 2 people using his stepmother's gun. All right, and I would be surprised if this woman gets charged as well. All right, here in Georgia, they had a shooting last year. Yeah, last year. And I think it's, what was that place? It was somewhere in North Georgia, Barrow County, Georgia, the high school, the Edomite. So you got to watch out for these Edomites, man. This Edomite went up into some school shooting. He was a student at the school and shot up the school, and his father's getting charged. All right, the shooter who killed 2 people and injured 5 others in a mass shooting at Florida State University was the son of Leon County Sheriff's Office deputy who was deeply embedded in the law enforcement community. Leon County Sheriff Walter McNeil identified the shooter as Phoenix Ickner during a press conference Thursday, nearly 5 hours after the shooting began outside the university's student union building. Ickner, age 20, allegedly used his mother's handgun in the shooting, according to Sheriff McNeil. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, the sheriff said. McNeil said the shooter was deeply embedded in the sheriff's department community and that her mother, a deputy, has been with the department for 18 years. Ickner is believed to be a student at Florida State. Florida State University Police Chief Jason Trumbauer added, the shooting began at 11:50 a.m. local time, authorities told members of the media on Thursday. Trumbauer, the FSU police chief, said responding officers neutralized Ickner at the scene and took him into custody. The shooter did not comply with officers and was shot, authorities announced at the press conference Thursday. Police said Ickner was taken to a local hospital for treatment. 5 victims were still receiving treatment Thursday afternoon, according to authorities. The 2 victims who died at the scene were not students, according to Trumbauer. All right, so in the same week, school shootings, mass shootings, and this is just the norm here in America. Okay, so let's get this precept, because we're at the end of Esau Edom's age, man, and it's going out by violence, and the ultimate form is that thermonuclear destruction. Nahum chapter 3 and verse 1, Nineveh's complete ruin. Now the Bible does compare Babylon the Great, aka America, to Nineveh. Okay, during that eclipse last year in 2024, right? The eclipse passed through 7 cities in the United States, all named Nineveh. And that was last year. A lot of people forgot about that. It says, "Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." Well, how was this place established? All right. The so-called Native American Indians, namely the Pequot Indians. Okay. First and foremost, that's where you get your Thanksgiving story. The Pequot Indians were slaughtered up there in Massachusetts. Okay, by the so-called settlers. They're really murderers. Well, how is this place established? By slaughtering the Native American Indians, the so-called Seminole Indians. You made them walk through the Trail of Tears. Here in the state of Georgia, they got a Trail of Tears walk, and every time I drive by it, I just get mad. It says, "Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery." The media tells you lies. All right, you're getting robbed in your check. Here it is, all these tariffs are going on, and these people just going to work like nothing's happening. This place is full of lies, all right? Your government lies to you. They say you got freedom. You got freedom to be a freak and a geek, all right? The prey departeth not. We're the prey, okay? So-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the prey, but this is a bloody city. Then they brought in the so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, who basically built this country up, and now it's really so-called Mexicans and so-called Central Americans are still holding this place up through the workforce. But hey, they're deporting them. Okay? So this place is cemented, I'm going to say cemented by the blood of the children of Israel. Because what did? They hid them dead bodies and they put concrete over it. Okay, they put slab over it and built cities. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. This whole place, me and the elder brother Barzal did a lesson last Friday about there should be no work in Egypt. And we went into the fact that this place is a scam. Okay, you're not supposed to be taxed on the wages that you make. All right, you get taxed right and left. You get scammed right and left. Everything here is a scam. This is a bloody city. So when you see these school shootings, for us in the know-how, it's the bloody city. Okay, this place is full of violence, man. All right, and then they pull out these violent video games like Call of Duty, and then these people like this are gonna, you can't be fooled by these Edomites and their smiles, man. All right, these people be playing these Call of Duty games, drinking Mountain Dews, and then you get all shocked. Oh my God, when it happens in real life. All right. This place allows you to have, there's more guns in America than there's people. Okay, over there in like London and France, now they got a lot of knives. Okay, there's a lot of knife accidents. Here in America is gun related. Ezekiel 24 and verses 6. "Wherefore thus saith the Lord God, the Lord's name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Woe to the bloody city." There it goes, that bloody city again. This is America. Look, man, look at the gold rush of that. That's why they have a football team called the San Francisco 49ers. The so-called white man Esau found gold up there in those regions of Northern California, and guess what? He slaughtered the North American Indians. That's why they have a football team called the San Francisco 49ers due to the gold rush of the 1840s in Northern California. They have a team called the Texas Rangers, which basically are a bunch of Rangers that prayed and put down North American Indians, man. The University of Texas and the University of Oklahoma have a football game during the Texas Fair called the Red River Rivalry Shootout, and that commemorates the slaughter of North American Indians. So what do you think is going to happen here in America? This is a bloody city, but nobody wants to go into the history of that. And Lord, when I can get some of these atrocities of Esau, Edom as well. I just don't want to be saying it, but matter of fact, let me see if I can pull some of this up, man. Bear with me for a sec. But yeah, this is a bloody city, man. And it's gonna go out bloody. Now here we go. The Red River War. And this is what these people go play a football game over, commemorating the downfall of North American Indians. The Red River War was a military campaign launched by the United States Army in 1874 to displace, what does displace mean? Basically to delete the Comanche, Kiowa, Southern Cheyenne, and Arapaho tribes from the Southern Plains. The Southern Plains is a broad expanse of flatland in North America. The region stretches east of the Rocky Mountains, much of it covered in prairie, steppe, and grassland. All right, and forcibly relocate the tribes to reservations in Indian Territory. Indian Territory and the Indian Territories are terms that generally describe an involving land that set aside by the United States government for relocation of Native Americans who held original Indian title to their lands as an independent. And we all know what happened with that. The so-called white man backfired on that. I think there was over 500 treaties that the so-called North American Indians signed with the United States, and they all backfired on that. And this is what these people, they commemorate the downfall of our people with a fucking football game between Texas and Oklahoma. The war had several Army columns crisscross the Texas Panhandle in an effort to locate, harass, and capture nomadic Native American bands. So that's the gist on that, man. They sugarcoat it to act like this football game is so serious. They commemorate it after the bloodshed of the tribe of Gad. All right. So when I see stuff like this happen, man, it's just Esau being the devil, man. Now you got they put a few Jakes in there. This Dallas shooting, some Jake shot up that high school. All right, but Esau is the face of violence, man. He's the face of perdition. Okay, that's why the scriptures say, "Never trust thine enemy," man. I just wanted to bring that out right quick, man. Fact check. All right. Now, Ezekiel 24:6. Wherefore thus saith the Lord power, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, let no lot fall upon it. So woe means destruction, and the Lord's going to get rid of you scumbags out here in Babylon the Great, man. These people are in a hurry to do nothing on a regular basis. They play video games all day, Call of Duty. They drink Mountain Dew and Coca-Cola and eat sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar. Here it is, you get hit upside the head by tariffs and inflation. So you know what? Iniquity is abounding. There's so much wickedness going on, I can't even explain it. Every time you turn around, there's wickedness out here in Babylon the Great. And the Lord is going to get rid of this place, man. All right, this place will be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction, according to various passages in the Bible that they're not going to bring out on your Sunday Easter service at church. Okay, it's just a money grab. All right. So this place is a bloody city, man. All right. Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. The Most High, who you call God, is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right. You do stuff like this to the children of Israel. Okay, and then you wonder why one of your own goes up at FSU and shoots two people, man. I don't know what it's about, but you see that all the time, man. You see these Edomites, man. And now the trend is putting crazy Jakes on there. But look what them Columbine shootings, Sandy Hook, which those are psyops as well. But it's always some crazy Edomite, all right, and they say he's got mental problems. Let Jake do that, okay? So this is what's going on, man. This place is going out by violence, man. You're gonna see more and more violence, man. Okay, let me get that one in let me get a precept right quick in Baruch off my phone. That's why us, man, we already know Esau, all right, is gonna say, oh, we need gun reform. We need to get the guns off the streets because, hey, they're saying martial law might be declared on Monday, all right, but that's just speculation. But soon enough, it will be declared, all right. Matter of fact, let's get that precept right quick. Second Ezra 15. Second Ezra 15 and 17. All right, all these shootings going around, people just opening up fire. That's why us in this know-how, man, we got to be circumspect out here, man, because any given moment, some Edomite or some deranged Jake or any other nation could go up and shoot something up. Second Ezra 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, all these shootings going around, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, we need gun. Oh, that's the spirit. That's the spirit. The captain just put FSU shooter and he put his picture up. So that's the spirit, man. I'm doing this lesson right now and he put up a picture of this guy Phoenix Ignorant. Hey, that's the spirit. Call on him. How about Shemal Shah? All right. So, hey, they want to get these guns. These Democrats, they want to get the guns. But, hey, they're all in the same gang, man. All right, they want to take away your so-called freedom. And this is what's eventually going to happen. They're going to shut this place down. And there's going to be curfews. And there's going to be sedition. I mean, not sedition. There's going to be summary execution out here in these streets, man. You think this is light? This guy shooting up people at FSU is light compared to what's going to happen. And you know what? We know we're at the end of our captivity when we start seeing stuff like this happen. This is Baruch. Bear with me for a sec. But yeah, you can look up the gold rush of the 1840s. That Red River War. Okay? Various other atrocities that Esau did on our people, man. So you think we're supposed to shed a tear when little Caleb goes up and shoots 15 people? No, man. Matter of fact, I got one in Proverbs, man. Real quick. You be, oh my God, it was such an innocent person. Oh my God. This is Proverbs. What was that precept, man? Proverbs 4 and 7. Proverbs 4 and 7. Or was that let me see. Job 4 and 7. Slakia. Job 4 and 7. Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? See, the God of the Bible has something called judgment. Okay, nobody's innocent out here. Like that's that witchcraft and them lies, like it says in Nahum 3 and 1, that they want to put on the people. He was such a good person. All this other madness, man. And that was another one. Zephaniah. Yeah, Zephaniah 3 and 5. All right. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. Okay? Do you think them people that got shot at FSU thought they were gonna? Did you think Did you think they were gonna be 6 feet deep today? No. That's why we gotta say, Lord willing, we see another day. Lord willing, all right, we can make it to camp. All right, because the Lord controls the issues of life or death, like it says in Psalm 68 and 20. All right, so let me get that precept in Baruch, man. I just want to put this up here, man, because this is how this place was established, man. All right, all and the other 11 tribes. Okay, look what Christopher Columbus did to the Taino Indians from the tribe of Ephraim, man. It all stems from this devil, man, because Esau Edom has the blessing of the sword in Genesis, the 27th chapter. And guess what? But you know what? The Lord is going to have him create the ultimate sword, which is the intercontinental ballistic missiles, according to Isaiah 54 and 16 and 17. He's going to destroy his own goddamn self. Okay? Because the Lord got his punk ass in a trick bag. Goddamn devil. I'm getting kind of mad reading this Red River shootout, this Red River War, man. But hey, man, there's so many ways that they commemorate the downfall of our people, man. But our people so docile, man. We gotta bring stuff like this out. We ain't just talking out our ass, man. So let me get this Baruch. Let me type in miserable. Bear with me for a sec. Miserable. All right, this is Baruch chapter 4 verse 30. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem. All right, that represents you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's a people before a place. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that giveth thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee. Okay? These school shootings, random shootings here in America. Okay? Inflation and tariffs are afflicting these people. People are homeless. People losing their jobs, man. And guess what? It's a lot of heathens as well. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoice at thy fall. Yeah, the Esau Edom is at a low right now. It's like, what are y'all gonna do? Y'all too busy being friends with black people, man. Y'all need to go back to that Slayer spirit, listen to death metal, and having that real serious hatred for Jacob, man. All right, because it's gonna have to take you everyday Edomites to say, "I'm tired of it. God damn it, I'm not gonna take it, Jared." They're gonna go out. They're gonna go out and get their glizzy. All right, y'all really should be protesting right now, man. That little fake ass January 6, 2021 Capitol Hill thing. We know that was a setup, but y'all really need to go ahead and do that, man. You Edomites, man, y'all too docile, man. Eating too many Bobby cheeseburgers and drinking too many Coca-Colas, man. Just too docile, man. But you know what? The God of the Bible, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is going to put that spirit on y'all, man. Because it talks about sedition in 2 Ezra 15. Y'all not going to give a damn pretty soon. All you Edomites with that "don't tread on me" flag in the back of your Jeep, y'all finna get busy. And we've been telling you, Jakes, that these people are the devil. You better watch out. Baruch 4 and 32. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. All right, these Native Americans from the tribe of Gad had to go to these relocation centers, man. All right, they had to go to Indian territory. It was and guess what? It wasn't like they was living a lavish life, man. Let's click on that. Indian territory and the Indian territories are terms that generally describe an evolving land area set aside by the United States government. That's why you can't trust this devil, man. For the relocation of Native Americans, you Native Americans should be mad, man. And held original Indian title to their land as an independent. The concept of an Indian territory was an outcome of the U.S. federal government's 18th and 19th century policy, Daniel 8 and 25. Now we know that's talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, but that's talking about Esau and his legislation as well. Policy of Indian removal. And guess the guy who's on the back of your dollar, who's on the $20 bill, that goddamn devil, Andrew Jackson, the Indian killer. After the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, the policy of the United States was one of assimilation. Indian Territory later came to refer as an unorganized territory, all right, whose general borders were initially set by the Non-Intercourse Act of 1834 and was the successor to the remainder of the Missouri Territory, and Missouri received statehood. So basically they put these people, all right, our people, on these territories, man. And guess what? It's to the point now, these reservations are just Man, they look worse than the ghetto, man. They look worse than the barrio and the favela. All right. So Baruch 4 and 31 once again. Miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoice at that fall. Now it's time for you Edomites, you red people. All right. And guess what? There's chocolate covered Edomites as well. All right. Look at Thomas Jefferson, man. He was known to have be with the so-called black woman, and a lot of his descendants look like so-called white, look like so-called black people, but they're really Edomites, man. They're chocolate-covered tears. And miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Yeah, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, man. It says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, like I mentioned, this whole Red River war, they make it into a Red River rivalry shootout. Let's go back to that, man. They go back to playing football games between Texas and Oklahoma, and they're commemorating. They're commemorating this. They play good old country football over this. No, that's the Bear River massacre. That's another massacre, man, of our people. All right, play good old football, okay? Commemorating the downfall of you so-called Native Americans. So you know what? All right, those elect members of the tribe of Gad and the elect members as a whole. It says, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation, man. All right. There's more. There's gonna be more of these active shooters out here, man. All right. So that's basically it, man. Just want to get one more preset, man. And just to be circumspect, man. I know it's kind of all over the place, but Colossians 4 and verse 5, walk in wisdom towards them that are without redeeming the time. Because these people are nutty out here, man. Our people are nutty. Are you going to be seeing more so-called heinous crimes? You're going to see more active shooters. All right, you got to be circumspect with these people, man. Let these people cut you off in traffic. Let them have it, man. Open up the door for one of these crazy people. Be nice to them, whatever you got to do. Because these people are losing it, man. You can't be staring at people nowadays, man, because, these people are nutty, man. These people got blickies, glizzies, whatever you want to call them, biscuits. They got them in their car, man. This guy stole his mom's biscuit and got the dumping at FSU, and he was a student, man. So obviously somebody pissed him off. All right, you got to walk in wisdom with these people, man, especially Esau. Hey, especially our people too, man, because the scriptures call them brute beasts. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how ye ought to answer every man. So, hey, man, it's going to get far and far worse, man. It's going to be more active, like I just said. It's going to be more violence out here, man. That's the way how this place is going out, man. But the ultimate form is those intercontinental ballistic missiles, man, that the spirit of the Lord put on Esau to destroy his own self, man. All right, so with that, Lord, when I was edifying, I'm going to say shalom.